And that's a wrap for WWE Crown Jewel 2024. I thought there was 7 really good matches. I thought the presentation was great. I thought the ceremonies were a nice touch. It did help make it feel a bit special. Overall, it's not one of the best PLEs we've had this year. I mean, we've had some really amazing ones. It was solid. It was fun. It was good. I'm glad it happened. But anyways, let's talk about the matches, the outcomes, and where we go from here. Let's talk about the match between the OG and the new bloodline. I thought the story was amazing. I know a lot of people wanted it to be the main event. It was not going to be the main event. We had 2 of the main champions going at it in the main event. That's how that's supposed to go. And if the match isn't going to end the show, it's got to open up the show, which it did, which was a great hot start. The crowd was into it. Roman came out and got a great reaction from the arena. But when Jey Uso came out, my gosh, you would think that he was the champion for 2,000 days. You would think that he was the tribal chief. Jey Uso is over as heck. But anyways, it was really awesome to see the OG bloodline together. I wish we saw a little more synergy. I know we saw like a few 1 or 2 tag team moves from the Usos, which we could expect, but they didn't seem to complement each other at all. I understand they're all trying to be individuals, and they are, and I love that, but you're still a tag team. You can still work together. There wasn't a lot of teamwork, to be honest, from the OG bloodline, and it's probably why they lost. The new bloodline, very much on the same page, very much involved. I mean, hey, Jimmy and Roman are good. Why weren't they doing some moves together, or why weren't they helping each other out more? It was interesting. It was interesting. What was also interesting was the hesitation from Jey Uso. He didn't tag in Roman when Roman really should have had the tag there. That was a great moment. Roman was not happy about that, but it makes sense. How could Jey Uso just trust him just because Roman said yeet? He didn't even say a real word to him. So, you know, I understand the hesitation. At the end of the day, the new bloodline was way hungrier than they were. They wanted the win way more than they did, and they low-key won the match entirely clean. I mean, sure, the referee went down, but there really wasn't any interference. There wasn't any objects used. It was just the beatdown. And again, Jacob Fatu looking strong as ever, taking out everybody, flying around, doing the moves. Jacob Fatu is so good. I cannot wait for him to be the tribal chief one day down the road. Interesting decision to have Solo pin Roman clean. We didn't even get to see a Roman Reigns spear or a Jey Uso spear. I do feel like because the match didn't close the show, it felt a little like rushed. You know, there wasn't a lot of finishers in there. I mean, Solo obviously went crazy. Jacob Fatu went crazy, but there wasn't a lot in there. It was just kind of like we were all just waiting for the match to end, and I feel like there wasn't enough movement in there. Although obviously the story is great and that's carrying this whole thing and we love it, but not a big deal because they will obviously be continuing this into Survivor Series War Games and have that 4v4 with probably Sami Zayn, because after the match, the OG bloodline was getting beat down, and out of nowhere, Sami Zayn came out. We thought, was he going to turn heel and hug Solo and beat down the OG bloodline, or was he going to be Sami Uso? And after a fake hug to Solo, he was Sami Uso. He helped the OG bloodline out, and Solo's getting smart, man. Moved out of the way. Sami kicked Roman in the face, so now they're all beefing. There's even more tension than there was before. Sami's in the fold. It looks like the OG bloodline is back in business, and we're gonna get that 4v4 at Survivor Series. It's gonna be awesome. I expect that match to be the main event, and the new bloodline needed to win this match, because if the OG bloodline came in and won, then how are we gonna get to War Games? I mean, they beat them. That's that, you know. So now the OG bloodline needs to get even tighter, needs to get even stronger, and beat them at War Games, where I think they absolutely will. But obviously the story is nowhere near over. It's only getting started. Let's review the women's fatal 4-way tag match for the tag team titles. First of all, a huge advancement for women in Saudi Arabia. I thought that was a really cool moment to showcase 8 different women in a championship match at the start-ish of the show. That was awesome for them. It's great to see how far they've come, and I thought it was a great match overall. They really all delivered. So many good spots, so many high-risk maneuvers, tag team moves. There was a lot of back and forth. You'd love to see it. A banger as usual. I mean, you got some absolute goats in there. Io Sky, Bianca Belair. Don't sleep on Chelsea Green. She can really entertain a match and keep it interesting. Jade, Meta 4 looked amazing. I mean, I think they're pretty much on the main roster, it seems like at this point. We'll have to see this coming week, but they really held their own. They seemed like vets out there amongst a lot of real veterans. So great job for all the women. I think Jade and Bianca winning makes a lot of sense, although inevitably we do think they're going to lose somewhere on the road to WrestleMania. Where that is, I'm not sure, but hopefully hopefully slowly we start seeing some tension, but that's not going to be anytime soon because they're rolling and I feel like they're very much on the same page. Let's talk about Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed going at it. Honestly, I thought it was a great match. They both looked very strong. I think this is an important match to show how you can look strong in a loss, because Bronson Reed lost the match, Seth Rollins took the W, but Bronson Reed, even at the end, looked like the real deal. He lost the match, just a few minutes later is standing up telling Seth Rollins to get back in the ring and come get some more. He's standing there with a bloodied head and he wants another round. To be honest, I thought Bronson Reed was going to win this match. I thought he should win this match. I think Seth Rollins can take a loss and I think that would be okay. It wouldn't affect him at all, whereas Bronson Reed, in my head, I'm like, if he takes a loss, it's not really good for this whole monster gimmick, but he still looked like a monster in the loss, and I thought he delivered. They both were flawless in the ring. I feel like I didn't see any mishaps. They were doing great work. A great story was told there. I don't know if this story is finished. It feels like it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if Seth Rollins gets costed in the Fatal 4-Way match on Monday Night Raw. We'll have to find out and wait. I don't know what's next for Bronson Reed. I would imagine Braun Breaker. That would be a crazy matchup, but you never know. It's possible. And big props to Bronson Reed for holding it down. We all know Seth Rollins is going to deliver. I will give him his flowers. He's obviously goated. We love what he does. He can make anybody look good, and that's exactly what happened today. GG's, super fun match. Let's review the match between Liv Morgan and Nia Jax for the first ever Women's Crown Jewel Championship. I thought they both looked great in this match. They both looked and felt like champions. I wanted Nia to win, but obviously Liv winning is totally okay, and she did great at that with the help of the Judgment Day and some distractions by Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton moving a little shady as of late, but I think it's justified. Nia's been kind of mean to her, and Tiffany should definitely cash in on her for sure at some point down the road. A lot of people wanted Tiffany to cash in during this match, but it's just awkward to cash in on a championship match when there's another championship at stake. I don't think that was ever going to happen. Like, if I had to put a bet, I would bet she is not cashing in. It just doesn't make any sense. But I'm glad she came in, was a part of the match, and added some variety to it, because it really changed things up. And again, both women looked great. Raquel Rodriguez doing the dirty work. Dominic Mysterio doing the dirty work, as we know. Liv Morgan, very curious to see where her story goes from here. What's next for her, because Rhea Ripley is out of action for a minute. Nia Jax probably going to be pretty upset with Tiffany Stratton, and she's got some people waiting for her to challenge for her title. So I don't know where we go from here, but big shout out to Liv Morgan. She deserves it. Her run has been incredible. Her grind has been incredible. I'm happy she's our first ever Crown Jewel champion. Let's review the brawl between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. The match never started. The match went straight to chaos. Kevin Owens attacked him from behind. They're going at it. There's chairs. There's security. Nick Aldis is coming out. Adam Pearce is coming out. They're slamming against the tables. Adam Pearce catches an RKO. The referee catches a stunner. It's all out chaos. It goes into the crowd. They're hitting each other. They're going at it. Kevin Owens whacks Randy a few times on the head with like a briefcase or some kind of metal piece, and then elbows him through a table, ending in a no contest. I think that was the right direction for this match. I don't think any of them winning would have mattered too much. I think there's a world where Randy Orton could have won, and he could have been like, yo, Cody, we both don't have anything going on. I've been helping you out. Let me get a shot at the title. I think that could have been a conversation, whereas that would have just pissed off Kevin Owens more. He could have interfered with that or got pissed at somebody else or something like that. But a no contest ending was great. Story's not finished. I don't know if that means a match at Survivor Series. I don't know if that means just more feuds down the road. And I think in a massive card like this, you needed to have a quick match with an alternative ending, and this was that. Solid showing. Let's review the U.S. title match between LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade. As we all expected, this was a banger match. So many dope spots, so many dope moves, and the ending to this match was incredible. That is one of the best endings I've ever seen to a wrestling match. Such a cool move. We all knew what we were getting. Andrade was going to deliver. Carmelo was going to deliver. LA Knight was going to do his thing, and they all did. They all look strong. They all look good. I don't know what's next for them at this point. I did think LA Knight was going to retain, and he did, but maybe Carmelo Hayes should have won to kind of change things up a little, because the United States title picture is very much in like this weird limbo where there's not really a lot of people that are there to challenge, and I don't know where they go from here. I love LA Knight as champion, but we need to kind of spice things up a little bit, because we've had, what, 8 matches between Carmelo and Andrade, and they're really the only ones competing for the US title at the moment. Maybe we're going to get a call-up. Maybe Obafemi comes to SmackDown and fights for that title. I'm not sure, but something needs to change in the United States title picture, although LA Knight doing a great job, and the match was just a banger. I can't complain. We all really enjoyed that. So many good spots, and I kind of hope we're done with this little trio of people. And finally, let's review the match between Cody Rhodes and Gunther for the first ever men's Crown Jewel Championship. It was awesome. Gunther did his thing, Cody did his thing. A great story was told there between two champions who want to feel like they're the main guy. One guy thinks he is, the other guy thinks he is, and so they're gonna put their best foot forward, and they did. So many good reversals in this match, so many good counters, just back and forth. It was very, very good. Neither of them looked weak. Cody Rhodes with a interesting way to win the match. It wasn't like a clean dub, like I beat you definitively. He caught Gunther slipping, and I think that makes sense. It was really interesting to see Gunther shake his hand after the match too, although the Gunther was pissed. I don't think he's gonna turn babyface or anything, but I thought, I feel like it's something you do behind closed doors, but it's cool to see that. I think that was just a good moment for Cody Rhodes, and shows that Cody Rhodes is the real deal, because Gunther is the real deal. I actually thought Gunther should have won this match too. I thought maybe Cody Rhodes has not really lost much in his career thus far in the WWE, whereas Gunther just lost at WrestleMania and maybe feeling a little weak, like he cheated Randy Orton out of a win. He's getting away with this, getting away with that, and I feel like Gunther needed a nice definitive win, but he still looks strong. He looks good. He's going to defend his title very soon here, so I'm excited for their future. Shout out to Cody Rhodes. I mean, what perfect first ever Crown Jewel champion. Great moment for him. Very well deserved. Great match. And that's Crown Jewel 2024. Like I said, it was entertaining. I enjoyed it, but it's not one of the best PLEs of the year. It wasn't memorable, I'll say that. I really enjoyed it. Some good progression for things moving forward, but there was no heel turns, there was no returns, there was no debuts. It was just a good old show, and I enjoyed that. If you guys want to relive it, at GillyMania on TikTok and Instagram. If you want to relive the moments in live time, watch me react to the matches, give my opinions and commentary and all that good stuff, and relive those moments with me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys want to be part of the GillyMania community. Thank you guys, appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.